Not only bring down barriers between Israel and our neighbors, we'll build a new corridor of peace and prosperity that connects Asia through the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, to Europe.
This dream of a new Middle East explains everything that's happening right now. This speech was given just a few weeks before October 7th, an attack that Israel knew about and allowed to happen because it gave them an excuse to commit genocide and flatten Gaza. They also knew that starting a war with Iran would cause the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which would shock the entire world economy. So it's no surprise that now Netanyahu is calling for the construction of oil pipelines that would bypass the Strait of Hormuz entirely. And Gulf countries are actually considering this. And this fits perfectly into Israel's plan, because that would mean that all oil that was once going through the strait is now going to be routed through Israel, making Israel a world superpower because it gives them control of the flow of about 40% of the world's oil. And then from there, the only competition remaining in that region is the Suez Canal, which is controlled by Egypt. But they have a plan for that too, which is the Ben Gurion Canal, which would bypass the need for the Suez Canal entirely and make Israel the hub in West Asia that connects Europe to the rest of the East. And that would basically solidify Israeli and Western control over the entirety of the West Asian region. And right now, the plan for the canal avoids Gaza, but they could save a ton of time and money if they could just build straight through Gaza, which is exactly what the Gaza Board of Peace promises with their new development plans, a board that Netanyahu himself sits on, because their plans for Gaza calls for it to be redeveloped into a special economic zone for big tech and billionaires, where they still control everything that goes in and out, and with the Palestinians being kept in tiny concentration camps. Ultimately, this is their plan to create a new Middle East, one that's completely subservient to the West and Israeli interests, and would make Israel into a global superpower. And this is why pro-Palestine activists have been screaming that the genocide in Gaza does not stop there, because it's working into a much larger plan to cement Israeli and Western control over the entire world. It was never going to stop in Gaza and is always going to come home and affect all of us eventually, and probably a lot sooner than any of us think. So really, the only way for regular people like you and me to start resisting this is by using our dollars and using our voices. So that means boycotting, organizing for divestment, and educating our friends and neighbors. If you want more concrete ways to resist, you can check out our Palestine resource list. But whatever it is, do at least one thing today in support of a free Palestine.